Breaking news in the Sports Center. Michigan has fired their head football coach, Sherrone Moore, for cause. School said an investigation found that he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Moore had been suspended for 3 games, given a 2-year show cause order for his part in the school's scouting and sign stealing investigation. Our Adam Schefter joins us now. Adam, what more can you give us on this news just coming in?
Well, Brian, I can tell you, having spoken to various members of the football program, the coaches were called in and told that Sherrone Moore was being fired. They then were calling in the team to tell them the same news. And then a short time ago, Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel released a statement that you read a part of, where essentially it says that following a university investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy, and Michigan maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Biff Poggi has been appointed head football coach in an interim capacity, effective immediately, and obviously there will be a lot more to this story that comes to the forefront in the days and weeks to come.
What's up, guys? This is Justin Paul. Welcome to the video. Man, Michigan ex-coach Sherrone Moore fired for having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Man, what a way to blow a bag. It's crazy. TMZ has a 911 call, like a dispatch call that was talking about, suicidal type of things and all, just, this story is going to get crazy, as it unfolds. He already had a bullseye on his back from like a sign stealing allegation and stuff like that. So, I feel like Michigan was definitely looking for a way out, and he just gave him a layup, honestly. So, if a lot of y'all aren't familiar with Sherrone Moore, he was Michigan's head football coach, also a former player at the University of Oklahoma. Looks like he graduated around 2008. It's crazy, man. It's like, for him to be like a married man, it's just, and we know things like this happen. So, I'm not going to really sit here and act like he's going to be the first married man to, have extramarital affairs and stuff like that. But, man, when you're in this type of position of where you're a leader, especially at a school like Michigan that, they're not going to be tolerant of this type of behavior. And not really to play the race card, but you're a black coach. So you're a black coach at a prestigious school like Michigan. And, you want to carry on this type of behavior. It's just crazy. It's just real crazy. I have another video here. As far as like an update on this situation. So I'm going to go ahead and play that video.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. The time 7:16 on the East Coast and 4:16 on the West Coast. I want to get you right into your headlines here, as we always check with our different Fox affiliates. Former Michigan head football coach now behind bars this morning. I do want to head over to Robin Murdoch. She is with our Fox 2 Detroit team about what we know so far. And it sounds as though, Robin, police not really saying a whole lot just yet.
Yeah, police are being very careful about what they say due to the sensitive nature of this situation. Josh, I can tell you, though, that we are currently standing outside the Washtenaw County Jail here in Ann Arbor, and this is where the former head coach for the University of Michigan's football team is being held. And to give you some perspective, this is about 30 miles away from Detroit. From what we understand, Sherrone Moore is being held here while the prosecutor's office reviews possible charges against him. him. Now, again, investigators are not sharing a lot of information about the case at this point, but we have been able to confirm that the Moore was detained following an incident involving Pittsfield Township Police yesterday afternoon. Now, that department put out a press release saying officers were dispatched to a home in connection to an alleged assault. Now, we are told this does not appear to be a random act, but this is all that police will say due to the sensitive nature of this case. Now, this comes just hours after the University of Michigan fired Moore over what's being described as an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Students on campus obviously very surprised by the latest developments. Take a listen to what they had to say.
Yeah, of course they're surprised. But it's a lot of people that's within around the team and have been around the team who more than likely knew what was going on. Um, Sherrone's gonna be the fall guy really for sign stealing, having this inappropriate relationship. He's gonna take the brunt of all of it really. And I'm sure he's gonna have to go to court and try to sue Michigan for the remainder of his salary. Because they're more than likely not going to want to pay him, the millions that was owed to him, honestly. And we'll just definitely have to see, what becomes of this. We'll get some Michigan fans of reactions to this. But yeah, this is crazy.
I'm really surprised, honestly. I thought after Harbaugh left, it may be a good idea to kind of clean house and get everybody out, but I was not expecting this to happen, and I'm really not certain what they're going to do now. Everyone else has been hired.
Now, the University of Michigan's athletic director did release a statement in response to Moore's firing, and that statement does say in part that following a university investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy, and U of M maintains zero tolerance for such behavior, end quote. Now, Moore has been with the University of Michigan since 2018.
All right, guys. So I am reading here a new article that's posted by the Associated Press, who says that Moore, who was abruptly fired this week, was charged Friday with 3 crimes, including home invasion, stalking a person he dated, and let's see. It says 3 crimes. So those are 2 of the 3 crimes. So they haven't really said what the third crime that he's being charged with. But it says Moore is accused of unlawfully entering the dwelling of a victim with whom Mr. Moore had a dating relationship. So, he pushed the panic button, went to the individual that he was having a relationship's home, and unlawfully entered the home. And I can tell you a lot more is going to come out of this story. So Moore signed a 5-year contract with a base annual salary of $5.5 million last year. According to the terms of his deal, the university will not have to buy out the remaining years of his contract because he was fired for a cause. And there you have it. That's how you blow a bad. That's how you have to first deal with your legal matters. Next, you have to try to bring some type of litigation against Michigan to get your money. And, man, I just don't see it happening. I really, really just don't see it happening. So, I mean, that's the news. I was seeing that let me see. I saw some other news here. Let me see if I can find it. see. And you know, it's easy to kick a man when he's down and stuff like that, but man, you gotta think about your family in these type of situations, man. Like we weeks before Christmas, you know, it's rumored that, you know, he's married with kids and oh man. They're talking about that the staffer may be pregnant. Just, you know, these are rumors, man. I can't really confirm that type of information. So I don't really want to down that hill at all. Let me see. Just trying to see if I can find any information here. So I don't see any information as far as a new coach being hired. There's rumors saying that the board will be the next head coach of Michigan. Um, I'm not sure how true that is. Let me see if we can get some if I can get some official word on that here. Let me see. Let me see if I can get an official word on that. Mm, so it said, well, you know, there are several accounts coming out saying that Kalen DeVore um is going to be the head coach of Michigan, um, which he was Alabama's head coach. Um, Again, I'm not necessarily sure if that's true, but it looks like that's what's really being said on X. So we'll just have to see once you know the news really officially breaks on that. But man, what a way to blow a bad man. What a way to like set a bad example. Um, you know, especially for black coaches, as hard as it is, like for black coaches to get this type of job and have this type of spotlight on them. You know, they went 9-3 this year, which is a great record, honestly, in college football. Um, Man, it just sucks, really. You know that somebody gets into this position and you know they wasted away. You know the way that he did, and it's gonna be a whole lot more that comes out of this situation. But one thing, man, you got to know you can't do is go to someone's home and force your way in, even if you had a relationship with them. Obviously, the relationship is not it's on the rocks right now, and I think he kind of let his emotions get the best of him, honestly. But we'll see what becomes of this. I'm definitely gonna be checking for updates because you know this is one of the hot topics in sports, and you know we'll keep our eyes and ears open so we can react to any news that comes out on this Sherrone Moore situation that's unfolding. Again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.